Hello and welcome back to JOKAKAKA. I'm Sam.
And I'm Jim.
And we're here. It's, a little bit of, because of hiatus on the last chapter, so we had to wait for the second chapter to drop. So here we are with Whole Horse again. Crazy Diamond's Demonic Heartbreak chapters 5 and 6.
So yes, we're here. We're returning. We're talking about the Whole Horse Josuke 4 spinoff.
Featuring the cousin of Kakyoin.
The cousin of Kakyoin. Kakyoing.
Kek.
So, I actually really do enjoy this series.
Yes. I mean, we said this last time where, it just, people need to get, love it.
It's very funny that people are complaining that, JoJo's there's no JoJo manga, but there's, a very fun little spinoff that's being made.
Yes, by a good...
very good team. The art is awesome. I fucking love the art in this book.
And, people are like, it's too, referential. I'm like, yeah, people eat that shit up. Though.
It's fucking JoJo.
It's actually part 3, the least represented part when you get actual development of characters from that part you wouldn't expect.
To me, JoJo's the least sacred cow there could be for a franchise that I enjoy. Whatever. I'll fucking check out whatever JoJo shit they do. Rocky's always reiterating ideas. He's always redoing characters. I don't know. I understand people can feel it's the problem is people, if they have that take of it's just referential, then they clearly haven't read it, because there's a lot of character that's actually being created for Whole Horse. Whole Horse gets so much attention in this, and it's really cool.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite character. Remember part 8, we had that one chapter where we saw Enya and Hermes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which is,
Rocky loves to throw
even part
back.
7 had that in the beginning, where you saw the other racers were just references to past characters. Like Abdul and Stroheim.
Yeah, JoJo's not I don't know. JoJo ain't no super incredible piece of work that will get sullied by referencing itself. It's fucking JoJo.
I feel like people are mostly complaints I heard were about the Josuke canon. I'm like, this stand can give fuck with your brain, so it could easily just have a brain a memory wipe in it.
Mm-hmm.
With
That's
Josuke.
True, yeah.
Also,
I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Continuity,
it's just fun.
Continuity gets dropped here, picked up and dropped easily in JoJo, no matter what part you're in.
It's very true. And really, the crazy shit that Josuke experiences in part 4, is it really too hard to believe that he's had a couple weird experiences before that?
And from these 2 chapters that we've read, this definitely feels like early Josuke.
Yeah, which is really interesting too. It's fun to because in your mind, normally when you think of a character, you think of how they end up. Yes. So it's really funny to have the ending version of Whole Horse, and he's evolving into a new character, and then pre-Josuke, who's totally a different character than what he becomes.
He's hot-headed. His healing power hasn't been controlled completely yet. His grandfather, he's still
he seems like he can just control his healing power though in this. He's able to just totally fix any wound.
Yeah,
perfectly.
And he still has that delinquent, everybody thinks he's a delinquent kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's fun too because everyone knows that Josuke is silly and funny, but he's got some really good banter with Ron, the new Kakyoin cousin,
our new female JoBro.
Yes,
I guess
she's really cool too, and I going into something that I always is normal people engaging with stand users, and her being given the Book of Thoth and having to learn how to use that ability is very interesting. And I think it's great, rather than just make a new stand, it's great to just take that former stand and use it here.
And she doesn't see Josuke stand from what we see in the chapter, so it raises some interesting questions, especially what we get from the second chapter that we read, where those may not even be a stand.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah,
we'll
what
get
is that,
there.
chapter 6?
Yeah, we'll get there. But basically, chapter 5, chapters don't really have titles to them, but it basically picks off where after Whole Horse get attacked by the bakery, I think it was.
It's just a bunch of women who were
with
suddenly,
knives.
They had memories of knife murder.
Also, I just love the cover of just Whole Horse on the throne. It's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that one's a really cool cover.
It looks like a throne Giorno would be sitting on, on an alternate cover art, which is really funny. But yeah, basically, Whole Horse can't shoot the women because he loves women too much, which you love this gentleman. But yeah, I just love the horrific image of just the women with a murderous face intent. It's scary.
It just looks really good. It's a lot of this is why I really like about this art style. And I haven't read No Gun Life, so I think this is the artist for No Gun Life, right?
Yeah, the writer. I think I'm not sure if it's the art.
I think they
team.
do
It could be the team
both,
of
whatever, but
yeah.
So I haven't read anything else this artist has done, but I really enjoy the kind of like sort of simplistic art style they employ here. Sometimes we'll just get like, as you said, like it'll just be like one of the women with like a murderous intent face, and it's really good. It just it's really cool. I like it.
Yes, and while Horror is being distracted, Josuke is talking with Rion, and she's like, "Oh yeah, the book told me I have to like kick him in the ass after I slapped him now." And basically, Josuke says like, "Get it out of your system." Like he basically tells like learned about Kakyoin being dead and everything, and like just being kind of apologetic about that, and just being like, "Get it out of your system," like your hate or anger.
Yeah,
like don't. It's like I like this little moment. Josuke's a good boy.
Yeah, it's a very like mature moment for this version of Josuke. Honestly,
like, he was a shithead before, but now that you say like, oh, he kind of understands that and everything. Just like just get it out of your system.
And it just shows that he always kind of had a heart of gold. That's kind of the point of his character.
That's the whole introduction with like the turtle thing, where like everything did link with.
Yeah,
he took care of the turtle, saved it, but then like once they tried to kill the turtle, he like switched and he made fun of his hair. But
and then even going to the stuff with his grandfather, like showing that he does really have.
But Josuke hears
heart.
a gunshot. He walks away with her bag, and that's when she like kicks him in the butt, which saves him from a stabby woman. If you like,
I love that. I love that panel too.
Yeah,
really
if you see it, like the knife, like it's just barely her arm with the knife goes like right over her knee, so she like perfectly like dodges it.
Yeah,
like,
it was like perfect timing.
It's really cool. But yeah,
I really like the paneling of this. I like the way that the action is portrayed in this manga.
I do like how they say like. Yeah, so basically, Whole Horse yells at like, "Yo, these women are being mind controlled. Punch away."
Which he gladly does.
It looks like he does like a backhand, like the really funny like kung fu movie where like someone comes behind him and just do like the backwards punch. And so yeah, basically Josuke just beats them all up and like heals them instantly, and then has to play it off to the crowd as a show, cause like, oh my god, like gust of wind came around this boy, and like, oh, just a show. They're fine. See, like, you're like, this is a normal day in Morio.
It's very funny. They're like, oh shit, we got to get back to work. Like, they just didn't they kill a guy in the last chapter? I'm pretty sure in chapter 4 they literally
do stab a man,
kill a man to death. So very hilarious. This woman accidentally killed Murder when she wasn't.
No one saw.
Yeah.
Just a random crime in Morio.
It's like Damo when Josuke kills Damo and like nobody sees it, even though everyone.
It was just a rock. This guy has beat a human-sized rock in the middle of the road.
Oh, he just punched a rock so hard it exploded. Okay, that's normal.
Just another day. So yeah, and Josuke heals Whole Horse because Whole Horse got stabbed like crazy. Whole Horse kind of learns his powers are to heal as well.
Yeah, that's a really funny moment too, because he's like, you can't just go running in and doing shit. And he's like, what? So you didn't want me to heal you? And he's like, oh shit, I'm healed. Like, whoa. And
he basically explains to Josuke, like, yeah, that parrot I'm chasing, it's like, it is a stand user that was like, a parrot that was used under this man named Dio. And basically, well, in the middle of that, we have, the officer comes by and Rio just says, oh yeah, I didn't see anything happen. No crimes were committed here. and basically explains that the bird has the power, has a stand, but the it wasn't used at all since like it was under Dio's control at all. So the bird is like not really like doing it. It's whoever has the bird.
Yeah.
It just explained that to Josuke.
Which that's what I mean. Like it would have been weird if the bird was the main villain
and not Pet Shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like there had to be like a guy doing this.
It's why you don't see the bird's face like you saw with Pet Shop, because like then you can see the evil intent of the bird. So. Yeah, so basically say they have to find the not even stand user, I guess the bird keeper.
The bird keeper. The handler.
The handler, yes. That's the word for it. So and obviously this handler has his eyes set on Whole Horse because he literally just targeted him just now. And yeah. So and this guy knows that he's after the bird, so like we're kind of wondering like, is this somebody that like we should know about? Is this someone from Whole Horse past that like the new character? Like it's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time.
Because they had to know like about Dio. It's obviously a guy.
Yeah, in chapter 6 we learn that it is a man, or well, the figure that we see, presuming it is a man.
And I'm just thinking like, man, what part? I don't think it would be. I have a theory. I can say this for the end.
Okay,
let's
do part 6 first. Or let's do chapter 6 first, and we'll talk about it.
Yes, and so basically, if we take the user out, we can get the parrot back alive.
The entire horse,
the bird back alive. So, and like, and Whole Horse asks Josuke to help him, and they kind of just like, yeah, I'm counting on you. It's a really nice moment of just like, yeah, we're fucking friends now.
It's great. It's fucking cool.
Which I would love to see like Jotaro's react. Like, yeah, me and my best friend Whole Horse teamed up. Imagine like part 4 where Whole Horse just stayed in the town and just like was the Joe bro.
That would have been hilarious.
I just love them being like good pals.
Yeah, the man that killed Abdul, kinda.
The man that was with the gunslinger with a heart of gold now for the ladies, and then Josuke like the delinquent with the heart of gold. It's great.
It is good because like I totally buy them just immediately being friends. Like, sure, that's great.
And then Ryo's watching, and she's basically gonna, because she heard him saying Dio, so she's gonna like follow him around, because like the book says he will play dumb if you try to just follow them and look for a fuse, and when the fuse will be waiting to be lit and ignite it.
Yeah, that part I thought was really cool, because we know that Ronron's like whole thing is that she wants to find out like about.
She's gotta find Kira.
Kakyoin's killer.
She's gotta find Kira.
She's gotta find Kira.
The hand that Kira has the first time we see him is hers.
Yeah. Oh my god, could you imagine?
I know.
That would infuriate me. It wouldn't even, the Dio connection wouldn't even make sense. But her whole thing is like she's trying to get revenge for.
She's trying to find out what happened to her her cousin first.
So I feel like they're kind of setting her up for getting revenge, but it's kind of like a second. It's like a once removed revenge.
Whole Horse has nothing to do with having Kakyoin.
Yeah, and like presumably this guy too. Like, I mean, maybe he worked with Dio, but he's not Dio. Like, Dio's the one that personally murdered Kakyoin.
Because like the only person left from like the mansion, I guess, is like. Because Darby...
Tenor Sax died, right? Or Kenny G.
Kenny G just got beat up. Wasn't Kenny G still in charge of the... Remember there was a person in charge of the mansion still that Mariah was dating? Was that Kenny G?
Oh, it might have been. I just typed in Kenny G on Google and
actual musician Kenny G is behind the entire thing.
I thought I was going to get something.
But yeah, that's basically the end of that chapter. But then what's interesting is the second chapter where we start with a little boy himself, little gremlin, Boingo.
This was really cool. I've been waiting to see him again because
I love him. He's in a hotel. He just like wraps himself in like a blanket, like a little like this is a shell. And so basically, it's basically what he was going through his mind. And what's it called? He basically describes that might not be it might not be a stand. You have to like see how
specifically the book. The book is not the stand.
It could literally just be from the god Thoth.
So yeah, presuming that like. The actual stand ability of Thoth, maybe it is like Future Sight, but the actual book itself isn't like a stand.
Which is a very like...
Which makes sense because Ron can see it, and we know she's not a stand user.
I mean, and we see in the past where other people can see it as well.
That's true, yeah.
But also, what's it called? This Boingo's kind of going through like a nervous breakdown because not knowing the future like horrifies him.
Because yeah, he's had it like his whole life, and they show like a little flashback.
His drunk dad tried to sell it, and like him like obviously being abused by like him and his brother being abused by their father, and his book always just comes back to him.
I'm so interested by this idea. I love the idea of Thoth being like more than just the book, like. Having
it's a very Rohan story where like it's like a beyond stand logic thing.
Like having a stand that is like separate from the will of the user is really cool.
Yes.
Especially the whole Egyptian gods. I feel like those Egyptian god stands feel like
Anubis.
Anubis is a really good example. Like they should be above a regular stand in terms of like I guess their like age or like it makes sense. Anubis is the only one that like, where it's like actually makes sense for it being like super old.
It's something that passes on, like it's like a will of its own.
Yeah.
More so than a stand like passing on.
Yeah, but I know that's not exactly like what the intention is. It's more so just Anubis itself.
Yes, and Anubis is actually like an actual god because he actually looks like the stereotypical like visual of Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it basically has like Dio and Enya basically they wanted to use his ability as like for them. Yeah, because I think there really is a Thoth in this world, and it must have chosen me to watch over that comic book, even though it was named after him and his brother.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and we do see a little bit of him like loving his brother too. Like he's like fondly thinking about Boingo,
which is nice.
It is nice, even though we know Boingo is like a dastard, but they all are.
But yeah, so and it's just also the common thing of just like remembering any minion just remembering Dio at any point just gives him like PTSD.
Yeah, I mean it's great too because like Dio has become such a meme for everyone, but it's really cool to think about like how the actual characters would feel.
That's why I love the halfway house of
recovering Dio minions.
Yes, but yeah, at the end, like those have sensed that feeling in me and tried to free me from Dio's curse. So like. And maybe he's just like trying to get the book away from him to try to like get that burden away from him of like this ability that he was used for to comedic results and horrific. This boy blew up. This boy blew up by a grenade.
Yeah, and also it is kind of like he's going through withdrawal thing too.
Yeah,
he's sick and he's like huddled up and he doesn't have his power anymore and he's freaking out.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just good setup. I think it's really cool setup for Ron. But
he also says like if so, that doesn't mean the person who has the book right now is going to face off with the end of that prophecy, with the wicked fate that is Dio, which is like, oh shit, she's gonna have to deal with the Dio bullshit right now. It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And and he has like I said, his withdrawal kind of goes up where you think like somebody's at the door or like. And we see like a mental thing of his brother, like saying "Let's go," but yeah, he kind of like chickens out from it though. It's just like it's nice to see like just trying to get through mental trauma, and it's like something you don't really see in JoJo too much.
No, not really.
Like everybody kind of goes through traumatic events, but they're not like as fucked up at it for a long period of time.
Abakio is the one that comes to mind, because that was like a complete character defining like thing that he went through,
but it's not like something that like haunts him through the entire. I'm trying to think of any like Fugo had like more so like his stand is being that strong and doesn't want to like that trauma of actually like. Because
Abakio's whole thing is he's like this deep regret for the life that he did, and like he feel like he's trying to like kind of live a different life based on that, like the lessons that he learned.
Yeah.
But he's still haunted by it. Especially, I think it might have been added technically in the anime, but like there's a scene where it shows him like drinking after. Like where he got his partner killed, and the idea of him like using his stand to like relive the memory and like over and over again is super thematic, and it's really like sad.
Yeah, that's the only real time I could think of something like that, I guess. But yeah, so basically Horse and Josuke are basically hanging out like the underground mall essentially because they're trying to stay away from the bird because birds can't go underground. But so basically, they describe what the stand does, which is it attacks with voices. Anyone who hears these voices will be forced to relive events from the past. It has a very far range, essentially, or anywhere as the sound can reach you. It has voices stocked up from at least 10 years ago, and the criminal controlling the pair is using its memories and matching them to each situation. So somehow the person controlling it knows the events, or at least knows events that the bird knows. I don't know. Maybe that's the stand user stand ability, or it has a stand user of like
his stand ability is talking to animals.
Could be
talking to birds.
God, what talking? I don't know. They did Talking Heads, didn't they?
They did. Talking Heads is part 5.
I was like, I can't think of like any other like good like animal themes.
I Talk to the Wind. It's a King Crimson song. That's not really animals though. That's wind. But birds fly in the wind. All right. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this, and like the little action scene after this gives us a really good explanation and like shows us how the stand ability works, and it makes it more interesting than I initially thought.
Yes.
Because part of my understanding of it before felt like you're just being forced to exactly relive events. But it's almost like you're being like for Josuke and Whole Horse, how we see them and
you're like reliving it.
Yeah, like it's almost like they're put into it and they still have like agency,
but
their lives are being dictated by what they're quote unquote remembering and living through.
Because Whole Horse says we don't also know how to turn off the ability, even though he did go through it. So it's more of like a mental battle to get through it, or like just have another emotion push out the like whatever like emotion you're going through.
This is really good, and I think similar to. In what's it called? Purple Haze Feedback. There's really good stand concepts that are just really needed. Because when you do a JoJo spinoff, if you don't have like a really good stand idea or like a really good twist on a stand idea, it's just gonna feel boring. Also, yeah, and this is a good example.
And
if
this is like a short, like I guess like mini series or like a short series, like it's nice to have one big stand to have to go against and like just have it detailed, but like it has like. Obviously like these 5 steps to it, and it's hard because it is like a bird.
So if this became like a 2-volume story, or if this was like sorry, there's a dog that's being annoying.
The dog is like banging the chew toy on the
she just wants your attention, Sam.
You gotta move the chew toy.
You can move it if you can get it from her. No, but so the whole thing with like this is it could be a 2-volume thing. Like it could do like 12 issues. I don't know. Like maybe they'll keep going. Maybe if it does well. But if right now it feels like we're kind of like maybe halfway through this little arc, like we're starting to discover we finally have an idea of how this particular stand works.
Yes.
And we're being dropped hints of like the mastermind behind it, our next real antagonist.
Yes.
Antagonist.
And like, so basically they had decided the plan of like getting find the user, and they're like, oh yeah, should we get Boingo? Should we be looking for Boingo? Like, yeah, he can't really be useful right now. So it's just me and you, because Boingo's kind of useless at the book. I don't think he does, or he's just not. I guess does he know he doesn't have the book? Because he doesn't know that she has the manga.
No, he doesn't know that. But didn't he go?
Boingo ran off on his own.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't know, but he also doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't seem to care too much about Boingo.
No, he took a child with him.
He's like, whoa, this guy has like healing abilities. Like, I don't fucking need Boingo anymore.
He's like, I trust his predictions, but he can't fight for shit. So having it, he's just dead weight, essentially.
Which is true. I mean, like, Whole Horse has even fought with him and failed because of it. So he knows that it's not a good thing to bring into battle.
So basically, he starts hearing a helicopter. He hears a swoosh, whoosh, 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 whoosh. And but he kind of realizes that the enemy stand is coming. And so, he's hearing a sound, like an annoying sound, but he's also saying, he's like, oh, am I gonna hear the voice of Dio to scare the shit out of me again? But but Josuke says, I'm terrified right now. Like he shouldn't be freaking out, but like, you know, this whole thing is causing him to be under the stand attack. We see Josuke's eyes being under attack. Which
this is really cool too, because at first I was like, wait, why is Josuke scared? And then if you think about it, you're being forced to relive memories of somebody who's being mowed down by a helicopter. Of course you'd be fucking terrified.
We didn't hear any voices, so we don't. Now we learn you just hear the sound effect from whatever incident, because
it doesn't even need to be a voice.
Yes, which is like, as we learn, it's like a helicopter, or it's like basically one of those warlord attacks in Africa. They basically explain it as, where like, because terrible shit happens in like Africa around Egypt every day. So yeah, one of these has to like be the thing.
Yeah, so there's like an attack helicopter that just starts shooting shit at them.
Civilians get fucking destroyed.
So it looks like what happened, like, it's kind of like the whole thing, like, oh, if you take any damage in the dream
mentally,
you
take mental psychic damage.
You take psychic damage. So it looks like Josuke heals a guy who gets shot, like a bullet goes through like his fucking head, which I guess he can fix, right? All he does is make things go backwards.
I guess he can fix the brain, but it also can just mess up the brain at any point during his fixed up to make it even worse.
He ruins this guy's memories. He thinks he's still there all the time.
Moves around his like the sections of the brain a little bit to just like unbalanced.
He can't see or taste anymore.
So yeah, so basically they realize that the bird is here. The crowd's gonna fuck them up also. So
yeah, they start running.
But then we see a civilian get shot in the neck by an arrow.
You're like, what?
A crossbow.
Because the one thing is like, when the memory attack, there's no like actual bullet being done. It's just damage,
and it's a kid that gets shot in the neck.
Yeah, but this is a real arrow.
Yeah, this is
a real arrow shoots this kid. They're like, wait, this isn't part of the memory.
But a kid being shot in the arrow pisses off Josuke, and he goes into his blood, and Josuke also gets shot in like the shoulder. But it also pisses off Josuke completely, because you don't fuck with children, and Josuke just does his typical "I get past your stand by blind rage" like he did with Rohan. And that's why I do love that coming back of like Josuke's blind rage is like an ultimate counter to like mental stands.
Yeah.
And so also, if you see with the stand, because doggo barking.
That's like the first time she's barked inside.
Yeah,
that's fine. Sorry.
No, you're good. We have official JOKAKAKA dog.
Hella, come here. I'll just cut this out. Hella, come here.
Just remember the time.
I will. 23 minutes, 30 seconds.
All right. Write that down. Write that down.
Come here, girl, baby. All right. You finish it up.
So yeah, we actually get a shot of the stand user. He has a collar on, like a dog collar choker.
I didn't even notice the dog collar.
Yeah, you can see a little bit on.
Oh, he does have a choker on. Oh, he's a freak.
He's a freak. Okay.
He's a freak.
So yeah, Josuke's coming directly to him now, and what's called. That's how the chapter ends. So I have a theory that. What's it called? So he can either also be a stand user that could like read animal minds, so how he knows what the bird's memories are to use.
Mm-hmm.
But he also or have control over animals or something like that. But he also could just not be a stand user, and that's why he uses the crossbow.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he has to fight somehow. And I'm like looking at him like he doesn't like like I don't think any of the Part 3 stand users would just, if it came back, would be the people that would use a crossbow.
Yeah. Also, I didn't notice the dog collar until now, or the collar. I'm just thinking dog collar. But that makes me think that he's not like the mastermind either. Like he's being controlled by someone. Like I don't know. JoJo characters are freaky. They wear weird shit. So maybe that's not. But if someone's wearing a collar, that's like that's like very submissive.
Very animal related too.
Yeah.
But he could be just another slave from Dio that like. He probably is related to Dio somehow, but he's just someone.
There's got to be some connection.
Maybe he's not. Because like this is like what 10 years after, like almost like 10 years after Part 3. Like it can't be another like child of Dio. I guess Dio wasn't fucked around like in the middle of before Part 3, as we learned from Part 6.
He did, but there's only a little bit of time. Like this is kind of like an issue, not an issue, but like there's only like a very certain amount of time that Dio was out of the coffin exploring the world. Like there was only about a year.
Because I'm like,
I think it's like 2 or 3 years.
Any child of Dio would be only like young, like 10.
Yeah, they'd be
11.
a kid. They wouldn't have a mustache yet.
Yeah, but it could be the kid, the boy in the pet shop arc who dog was murdered by Pet Shop or something stupid like that that Iggy saved. But
that would be so stupid.
I know. That's the only stupid thing I could think of.
All right. Well,
I'm trying to think. I think the only two theories I can think of with the user were like, A, he has a weird animal related stand, or B, he is a non-stand user using this knows about stands.
I like him being a non-stand user. That's always cool. I know. Just thinking back to that recent Thus Spoke Rohan, where the one guy was not a stand user. It's always interesting to have someone just engage with stand users that aren't stand users.
But yeah, he's probably just someone that Whole Horse probably had like either worked with, or like maybe Whole Horse killed somebody related to him, but I gotta know why he had the ties to Dio.
It would be interesting if that's true and he like is capitalizing off of the Dio connection because he knows that Whole Horse would be weak to that. But I guess time will tell.
How he controls his bird and everything, and like I feel like this bird didn't have to go along with this shit. But
I don't know. I guess time will tell. I really don't have too much else. Like we're kind of at a weird spot with this manga because it is kind of action heavy and the chapters go quick when they're action heavy, so we don't really get too much backstory or characters.
And we still have plus a bunch of stuff with Rio Rian.
Ron. Yeah, I wish there was more of her in this chapter. I find her to be really interesting.
Yeah, like I said, it could just like turn the page with that, because I have to deal with him and she has to deal with Whole Horse, but he knows. But oh goodness, if this man knows about Dio, like that could all come together into one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like having a female JoBro. It's nice.
It is cool. We love to see it.
Especially one related to Cat Queen, who's like the least developed, one of the least developed characters.
It's true. He is one of the least developed characters.
Like Abdul had a complete like brain damaged character personality change.
Yeah.
But like he was tied to Polnareff. Like, but yeah, Cat Queen just like wants to fuck JoJo's mom. Plays video games, but also loses.
Also, women love him.
Also loses a lot.
And his eyes get chopped in half.
The only time he acts weird is Baby Stan and when Rubber Soul's pretending to be him.
True.
But I would love to have like a flashback with her and Cat Queen, like maybe hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
her developing like the stand in her family, maybe. Because as we know, you can develop your family bloodline can just have stands.
That's true.
Whether you like it or not.
That would be interesting. It'd be a good way to like kind of flip the whole conflict of Part 3, where it was Holly getting a stand she couldn't control, and then she's able to just control a stand.
Because the one chapter we got that thing of like Josuke wearing the high school uniform, he hadn't actually entered school yet, and she's wearing like I don't know he's wearing the next grade up suit, and she's wearing like the high school suit. She's in college, so like it'd be good development just for her to like move on.
Yeah,
which is
grow up.
Which is a big theme of this series of like maturing.
Yeah,
getting kind of going past your trauma of no matter what and maturing.
Definitely.
So I really like the series. It had a general theme going on with using stuff we've seen before. It's just a really solid series, and I like it.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's just weird people aren't reading it. I feel like a lot of people would really enjoy.
They're too busy complaining about Part 6 batches, and I'm just like I'm exhausted by that already.
Yeah,
so
like I couldn't care less. I literally couldn't care less about Part 6 anime coming back, except Yo-Yo Ma. I do want to see Yo-Yo Ma.
I think
But I just want to read manga content. That's all I care. Like, give me more JoJo
I'm exhausted
shit.
of complaining about the Part 6 anime or just hearing about it. Like, I know it sucks, just like, this is what this is the shit we're dealt with.
Yeah, like, just, it's whatever.
This is the trauma we're dealt with.
The one plus side is that it'll take longer for the anime to catch up to the manga. That's, I guess, the one plus side, because that means that they won't just blow through all of JoJo really quick.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they're really concerned about.
Yeah.
From because there's no way, even if it's, let's say for example, like JoJo Part 9 starts this year, and it takes them 6 years to do. What are you doing? Get out! You are a troublemaker today.
Gotta troublemaker dog.
She's a troublemaker. So when whatever I was saying, like, it would, by the time that like the JoJo anime catches up to the manga, we're gonna be halfway through a part, and it would be crazy for them to start animating a part that's halfway through.
I know, and I'm feeling like Part 7 and 8, they could probably just split up those animes in like the 2 different seasons for how like long those are.
They definitely have to. They'll certainly have to for part.
Is
Part 8 the longest one?
Part 8 is technically the longest.
By page count, yeah, Part 8 is the longest. So they probably will. And
Part 7 can easily split the 2 seasons. I feel, because that had a definitive like, halfway point. Part 8 has a lot of like expositions, like lore stuff. You kind of like need to have like that. This is gonna be extended, and the chapters are long too.
Because what was did Part 3 get
39 episodes.
39 episodes.
Because it had like that pacing was off because after reading Part 3, we kind of see how the pacing was like. Because those chapters were like they're like maybe up to 4 or 5, 6 parts, but they like were shown in jump chapter length.
Yeah,
and they kind of flew by with action, but it had like 2 cores. So
whoa, they had 48 episodes.
Okay,
what the fuck?
But they split between 2 though.
Yeah, so that would have been what 24 and 24.
Yes.
Damn, that's like.
And Dio's World's like most of like the second core.
And then Diamond is Unbreakable was
39.
39, yeah. I think Golden Wind was also 39.
That was like 37 to 39.
39, yeah. Stone Ocean.
And Part 6 is probably going to be the same.
Stone Ocean's only 12 episodes.
Shut up.
But, so in total, Stone Ocean's probably going to be what? It's going to be 30. It's probably going to be 39 again.
And don't forget, if this series finishes, this could easily just be an in-between series they could just do.
Yeah.
Like, they can just have this be like a short, like 1 core, 12 episode series.
Yeah, they really could. I didn't even think about that. They totally could do this.
But like, which is sad to make me see it because of the passing of Josuke's English dub actor. I wonder if they would like even like do a dub for it or get someone else. You have to recast Josuke.
Recast him.
It sucks. But
yeah, that's crazy. I still can't believe that.
It sucks, man. It's
horrible.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
but
I forget his name.
They had a in the chapter. They had a little like the translator had like a.
Let me get the name.
I think it's like. Isn't it Dave? He just voiced he did a voice like Ferdinand in the Fire Emblem.
Billy Kametz.
Billy
Kametz.
Yeah, and he just like the Fire Emblem was the last thing he just came out. So like that's like probably one of his last like.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, so anything else you want to talk about with this?
No, that's really it.
Quite nice to talk about JoJo.
It is nice to talk about JoJo on JOKAKAKA for a fucking change.
Yeah, I know. After the misery of Fully Cooley.
Yeah. Well, it was good at first.
It was good at first.
And then it got very bad.
It was up, and then it went down, then it was mid.
That's true. It went really down, though.
But anything else then?
No, I'm really good.
All right, wrap it up, plug it up.
So I guess seeing no if there's no hiatuses, I guess we'll be back in 2 months for one of these.
Most likely.
Because we like to do two at a time.
We have, and since Fully Cooley's done, we have a plan for the next series, the gym pick.
The gym pick. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled out for that one.
Yeah, you want to give any tease for that?
Nope.
All right, thank you all so much for listening, checking this out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter and me and Jim separately. We also Jim's been streaming Persona 3. I've been streaming Elden Ring now as of this recording, so check those out.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
And join the Discord if you haven't already to discuss various other manga and JoJo. Also, you can also be in the waiting room. And I think with that...
Join us in the waiting room, yeah.
while this dog bangs the chew toy on the chair.
She's just having a good time, Sam.
I can tell. And with that, I think we'll see you next time on the 2 months for the whole horse, but who knows, maybe once we get any news, we will fucking just beat that horse dead.
So, not to keep this going too long, but recently we got several manga have come back, including Berserk, Land of the Lustrous, and what was the other big one?
Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man's the exception, but with the other two...
Hunter x Hunter.
So with Berserk and Land of the Lustrous, they were announced a month before they came out. Okay. So that's the hope inside me. Is that, the hopium is that we will get a JoJo Part 9 announcement, and then a month later we'll get Chapter 1. That's the hopium.
Chainsaw Man, Land of the Lustrous, Hunter x Hunter, Berserk.
Yeah, that was the meme that I made. But
so
because we haven't, we're not going to get Hunter x Hunter for a bit. And then the other one, Chainsaw Man, is
Chainsaw Man
confirmed for when.
We do want to cover Chainsaw Man. We at least want to definitely right away cover the first chapter, but we might just do a monthly recap as well, which that's our plan. We want to do because we talked a little bit on one of our streams, so we look forward to that. Because we love our Fujimoto.
When is Chainsaw Man? Do you remember?
July. It's like middle July.
Next month. Okay,
it's like middle July.
So that one also announced a month before it comes out. So that's more hopium.
It's like the week of July 10th. I'm not sure exactly the date. It might change to midweek, but get your Jump Pluses ready.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait. Oh my god.
Same.
Long time waiting or long time coming.
Maybe we do some more of the other Fujimoto one shots.
Yes,
in preparation.
We definitely should.
All right, and with that, we'll see you next time
right,
for whatever content you check out. Bye bye.